dealing with our debts, keeping taxes low, in training the doctors and nurses. And we've created record numbers of jobs.
But it's that moment when you're talking to someone who doesn't really believe what they're saying, and they're saying, yes, I'm really the person for the job. And everything's going very...
I can't believe you didn't feel any sympathy for her at all. Not even a scintilla.
Oh, dear.
I did.
I think I'm coming across as a bad person.
Awful. I only felt sorry for her because of Boris. I feel that that was such a bad day that it was almost a win for Boris, and I feel that's the only... So I feel like I hate him so much that you want her to have a better gig, you know. Why don't she sack Boris?
She can't, can she, sack Boris?
Why?
Because if she sacks him, he gets to walk away from Brexit while simultaneously being able to claim that if he'd stayed in the government, it all would have gone much better than it's clearly going to go.
You know, she can't allow him the pleasure. It's like, you know, he's essentially an arsonist who wants to come back dressed as a fireman.
Yes.
Where's the fire?
That has a vision of an open, global, self-confident Britain, while our opponents flirt with a foreign policy of neutrality and prepare for a run on revenge.
What I did like about her is something very English when you still take the leaflet, even though you're quite busy. She's like, well, OK, thank you.
In all its diversity, compassion and strength that was shared...
Is she done for? Is that it? Can she carry on?
Look, there's a repeat. They're going to know. You've asked a question of people who've usually got it wrong in the past.
I predicted Trump, remember, last series, and you said, stop being so pessimistic.
Yep. I'm always wrong.
Incidentally, as part of the youth charm offensive, Philip Hammond gave an interview to the Mail this week. He was asked to describe himself in one word. What do you think he said?
Chillin'.
This is the interview in Saga magazine.
Yes.
Claire Balding gave, and the journalist who interviewed her complained afterwards that Claire Balding was allowed to put in her own quotes after the piece had been written.
An interview with Ginny Dewberry for Saga magazine, who then claimed the Star had the interview edited to make more of how lovely she was.
It was a very young journalist. I gave copy approval to David Beckham because it was the only way I was going to get the interview.
And how much of it was changed? The whole thing?
It changed one line, and it's actually quite poignant. It was very, very young. It was while Victoria was pregnant with their first child, and he said that he loves her and the baby that's on the way more than he loves Manchester United. And he asked me to take... I've just ruined it now, haven't I? He asked me to take that out because some Manchester United fans might react quite angrily on the streets of Manchester, and I agreed.
For saying you prefer your wife and child to your football team?
Well, yes.
It is a mystery, this game, to me.
What has Marcel Proust got to do with all this?
Because he wrote a review of his own book.
He did.
Saying he was lovely.
He wrote... how did he describe his novel, The Remembrance of Things Past? What did he say?
I couldn't have written it better than myself.
He compared himself to Charles Dickens.
Did Edison record himself sneezing?
Edison actually filmed...
Oh, Fred Ott's Sneeze!
Exactly, Fred Ott's Sneeze.
Fred Ott's Sneeze.
The first motion picture.
Just about, yeah.
Here it is, have a look.
This is when films are 5 seconds long.
It is exactly 5 seconds long. There we are. That's Fred Ott
And you have to slow that down just to get it there.
Brilliant. I can't wait for the sequel.
Theresa May's speech at the Conservative.
But let's go back to Billy Gilbert, because, as you say, Billy Gilbert's comedy routine was all about sneezing.
Yes, he's the voice of Sneezy the dwarf, one of the dwarfs in Snow White and Seven Dwarfs.
That's right. Here he is deploying his famous
He's got
sneeze.
a nice pair of legs, though, isn't he?
Yeah. In 1931. This is in the...
Those are tan stockings, though, tan stockings. That's what's going on there.
What was the secret of a comedy sneeze, according to Billy Gilbert?
Oh, as he probably did, they extend it out a bit, do a bit of that beforehand, predict where the sneeze is going to be, and then go for the sneeze.
Exactly right. Anyone can sneeze. The secret is to keep them guessing when it will come. BBC newsreader Sean Lay certainly seems to have mastered this.
Joining me now is Thin Thin Hillan, Oxfam Country Director in Sierra Leone. Thin Thin, thank you for breaking off from your very busy work to talk to us today. What's the latest situation now?
Oh, very good.
I don't know if you train the cat to go over to the telly and press... Actually, they don't have buttons anymore. Really.
No, you don't go over to the telly. Put it in your
Send the
hand.
butler to do that, don't you?
Do it yourself. You get me Netflix.
And in Kansas, it's a challenging first day at work for the new presenter of American Spring Watch.
Yep, another one. Good.
Oh, Emma,
That first monkey was looking at us saying, not now, surely.
What's advice did Michael Heseltine offer Maid regarding what she should do about Boris?
Sack him.
Yes, that's certainly in the territory, but we actually have a clip of this.
Okay.
Let's enjoy some brave clothing choices.
Where would you put Boris? If you were in Theresa May's position and you were going to reshuffle, where would you put Boris Johnson?
Mongolia?
They don't make patricians like that anymore.
He matches his plant in that clip.
Of course.
That's amazing.
Yes, this is not his first rodeo. She was asked if she would vote to leave the EU if there was another referendum. Let's have a look.
If there was a Brexit vote now, would you vote Brexit? Because you voted Remain in the referendum. Have you changed your mind?
Well, I don't answer hypothetical questions, but what I
It's a pretty easy answer. I would be able to answer that. I know I would vote in exactly the same way. But you can't tell me that you would now vote Leave in a referendum.
Because I think, Ian, what I did last time round was I looked at everything and came to a judgment, and I'd do exactly the same this time round. But we're not having another referendum.
She really needs to work on her thinking face there. 'Cause some of those expressions are readable. At Prime Minister's questions, Jeremy Corbyn avoided asking Theresa May about her inability to say which way she'd vote now. How could he miss such an open goal?
I think he was scared that she might say, well, what about you, Jeremy? How would you vote now? Would it still be Leave?
That's a very unfair question.
Don't laugh.
Hang on, isn't that the whole point of the show?
No, they dubbed that on later.
Yeah. Okay.
Usually we sit here in dead misery for about an hour and a half.
Well, thank you for this laugh that I didn't turn. There we go. Which brand attempts to make women buy more soap stirred up a race row recently?
Dove soap.
That's right.
Yes, it was about the black woman washing and becoming white.
Yeah. And why on earth would people be offended by that?
Seemed to suggest that being black wasn't as good as being white.
That's true. That's what it says on the card. It actually is true.
Yeah.
That's direct from the Nudge unit. They actually looked into it. Apparently, still better. Still better being white people. So well done. Well done to everyone. It's wonderful. It's one of the few times I can make everyone feel uncomfortable at once. Normally, it's just my wife.
This is a picture
Isabel.
by Gainsborough.
Yes.
And it's a famous picture of supposedly Mr. and Mrs. Andrews. And everyone thought it was an ordinary picture of a well-to-do couple. But in fact, Gainsborough fell out with them, and he's put all sorts of jokes in the picture, mostly of a phallic kind.
I haven't got my glasses with me, but I can't... I'm looking quite hard. I can't see a penis anywhere.
Well...
Can you honestly...
We're still talking about the painting, aren't we?
Yeah.
The filthy-minded art historian has somehow interpreted that as a shot and powder bag in the distinct form of male genitalia.
Can we see it again? Because I'm worried there's something wrong with me. Can we... So it's got a tassel?
Yes. Every man has a tassel, Andy.
I knew it. I knew I was different.
Finally, what is Jordan, a.k.a. Katie Price's latest contribution to domestic life?
This is a story about Katie Price.
Yeah.
I seem to have missed it.
He's a big fan of yours, I seem to remember.
Yeah.
He's looking for your Gainsborough.
That's a hell of a tie, Ian. Is that stiffened with wire or something?
No, not with wire. But you're in the right area.
What might the reason have been for downgrading Trump's visit?
He's a moron.
Well, whatever his IQ is, given... I mean, he lives in Trump world, so the IQ would be, you know, a very big number, one of the biggest numbers ever. A huge number, like you wouldn't believe. That's what it'll be.
It's over 10.
You're being very generous. That's if he was allowed to take it 5 times.
He's already tweeting, sad to see the failing private eye. Edited by the failed Ian Hislop.
Yeah.
He begged me for a job.
You're not known to be a humble man, but I wonder...
I think I am actually humble. I think I'm much more humble than you would understand.
Brilliant. Just look at Mike Pence's face. He's thinking, what did he just say?
Just have a heart attack so I can get the job.
This is the work of The Azaria, fusing the theme tune from the Thomas the Tank Engine with Beyoncé.
Are they sort of hand signals for there is a replacement bus service?
What will the baby definitely not be called if this year's naming statistics are anything to go by?
Ian.
Oh!
Is that an unpopular name?
Ian. No baby boy was given the name Ian in the UK last year.
Oh, no! It's impossible.
I see that as a personal tribute.
There's only one.
And it's going to be an Olympic sport. It's an Olympic sport.
Is it going to be an
Yep,
Olympic
I think
sport?
it's going to talk about being an Olympic sport.
I mean, golf was in, wasn't it?
Yes.
Last year, I mean, if golf's a sport... I mean, just about anything is. Uno. I'd play that at the Olympics. That'd be really good fun. It's more athletic than golf.
Would you like to see some competitive pole dancing?
Yes, I think we're being unnecessary.
Not in this programme, I just say, do you want to come and see? After the show, you and me.
Martin knows a place.
Got my name on the door. Yes. Fox News reporter Scott Maddouse was sent to investigate sightings of a big cat on the loose in Hernando, Mississippi, and thought he'd got lucky. Let's have a look at his live report from the scene.
I'm Scott Maddouse, live in Hernando, Mississippi, where there's been spottings of a cougar, and that's not it. That looks like a house cat, but we're just feet away from where a local man rolls his cell phone video on what some say is a cougar. I'll be right back with a live report.
I love the way he goes, sightings of a cougar, and that's not...
Melania Trump.
Yes.
There's a picture of her and she's covered up. I mean, to be fair, a lot of her face isn't her original face anyway. And then she covered the rest with glasses and a hat, and everyone said, that can't be Melania Trump. And to help people throw them off the scent, Donald Trump said, and that's my wife, Melania Trump, who's definitely her, and she stood behind me.
We'll be doing that. My wife, Melania, who happens to be right here, finds that subject of such vital importance.
Does it matter?
Huh?
I mean, it barely matters that he's there, let alone...
Still, it's interesting.
It is.
Let's have a look at a picture of him, and then I'll ask you to guess some of his other nicknames.
The man who cuts his own hair.
Rasputin. He's named her.
Rasputin.
Rasputin had longer hair.
Yeah. I think you're focusing too much on just the hair, to be honest.
No.
Yeah. Well, is he Russia's greatest love machine?
He's also known as
That's
Stalin.
a Boney M reference.
That's completely fine. That's allowed.
Based on historical research.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying Boney M hadn't done their stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to some of the lightweight Russian research that some people do.
Stalin is another of his nicknames.
Then I've made a dreadful mistake.
Darth Vader, he's also known as Darth Vader.
Yeah. Just anyone evil.
Do you know what the Daily Mail calls him?
Editor-in-chief.
Et c'est ça qu'il faut qu'on arrive à porter. C'est une demande des élus locaux. Ça arrive souvent? Non. J'ai déclenché chez mon chien un comportement totalement inhabituel. Ah, pardon.
I think that's all right in high-level meetings now, because I think Trump does that, I think.
I don't think he's polite enough to go over to the fireplace.
No. If you can't be held accountable for something that happened like 14 years ago, then there's like hairstyles and boyfriends I had that I can like have expunged from the record, which I'm thrilled about. Yeah, expunge them all.
Well, all boyfriends make their way to Sector 5.
Old hairstyle was to the left. Have you ever had a hairstyle you ever regretted, Ian?
This from a man wearing a cravat.
Roger Moore in The Persuaders.
All right, that makes me Tony Curtis.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent.
Totally.
What TV show is Jeremy Corbyn to appear on?
Gogglebox.
Yes.
I hope he's on with Giles and Mary.
Oh, you really watch it, Ian? Giles, you really...
Giles, I love Gogglebox.
Who's your favourite on Gogglebox?
Well, I like all of them. It's just because it's so upbeat. I always come away at the end of the programme thinking, those are really nice people. You know, unlike, you know, some other shows you think, oh, God.
That goes on the same time as this one, so you watch that, do you? This is a really nice show full of nice people. That's a slap in the teeth, isn't it?
What, you watch yourself, do you?
I'm always intrigued when I make the edit.
What does Donald Trump think of Xi Jinping?
He congratulated him on his elevation, kind of revealing that he thinks he was somehow elected and kind of won that spot through an open ballot. When in fact it was sheer dictatorship.
It's a fabulous quote from Trump. People say we have the best relationship of any president, because he's called a president also. Some people call him the king of China, but he's called the president. What led George W. Bush and Barack Obama to snigger behind Bill Clinton's back?
Oh, I don't know. Do we know what the joke was?
Journalist Simon Ricketts thinks Obama is laughing because Bush is pretending his arms are Bill Clinton's arms. It is a fantastic spot that we're going to watch at least twice.
Calamitous disaster, but can be a new beginning. If we must do what we ought to do.
It's amazing, isn't it? Here's one for Ian. I know how you like cheese and wine.
Have you been reading my 15-year-old blog?
Is that what you were doing when you were 15? Cheese and wine evenings?
It was wild, I'll tell you.
Lad culture, wasn't it? It was lad culture.
Lad culture.
He was swept up in the whole teenage
Get the
cheese
boys
and wine.
round, watch a bit of bridge on the telly, look up the Book of Common Prayer.
If only he was exaggerating.
This is Karen Grieve, who had the time of her life when she booked a flight to Crete and ended up with the whole plane to herself. What perks did Karen enjoy on her private jet?
She got a safety demonstration all to herself. Your exits are here, here.
Do you think she listened to that safety briefing?
If it's just you.
There's quite a lot of pressure on you to get...
Yeah, you can't be reading.
Can't look at your phone, really.
Yeah.
Well, the pilot spoke to her over the tannoy.
Yep.
Wow. I mean, it's sort of nice, the pilot talking to her directly, but if the flight hadn't gone very well, that would be terrifying, wouldn't it? If he was like, Karen, we've got a problem. there's a bit of turbulence.
Yeah.
Sorry, you'd feel terrified.
Is there a doctor on board? If you give a cow what, she will pay you back in milk.
Love and affection.
Respect.
Respect, got to be.
Now, where are we? Oh, next, Richard Madeley.
Did we get the
sorry.
answer?
Where's the answer?
Did you give a cow Richard Madeley?
That's what he says.
I hope this isn't some terribly misogynistic reference to Judy that we've got here. Absolutely appalling.
Richard Madeley.
He's come up again.
I think he guest edited this version of Cosmopolitan, this edition. Richard Madeley, what?
Has a cow.
It has to be mentioned in every television. Yes. This is why we've had to mention him so much tonight,
exactly.
just legally.
He was doing breakfast this week. I don't watch much telly, but he was...
Was he good?
Yeah, no, he was very, very good.
I've always liked him.
Yeah.
What's happened to you, Ian? Gogglebox, now breakfast television.
It's another book.
Have you lost your job?
There's a lot of competition for paper rounds these days.
Virtual reality headsets forget to put in any virtual or reality.
Mr. Weinstein's office staff.
Yeah, that's the one to finish the show on.
The House of Commons.
Sexminster.
Oh, no, that's the House of Commons. That was the government. By the time you watch this, it may be someone else completely.
But Boris is not involved.
No, that's all consensual. No, he wasn't on the list, which you haven't seen, and nor have I.
No.
How do you know he wasn't on the list if you haven't seen it?
Damn you, Merton!
No further questions, my love.
Do you know why he's gone? Because it can't just be that one story about Julia Hartley-Brewer, because she said, I don't care.
Well, he's brave. Hartley-Brewer, big, strong girl.
She's
not
not a
reach,
girl.
as they say in boxing.
She's a woman, Quentin.
it's an old-
She's
it's an
not a
old
girl.
boxing.
Can I just say, I don't feel sorry for Michael Fallon at all. I'm sorry. I keep wanting to call him Michael Phallus, actually. But has anyone here ever touched a knee?
I'm touching two now.
Not your own, Miles.
He didn't say it was his own.
The Times published a redacted version of the list. A damning indictment of MPs' behaviour, or, if you prefer, a fun-packed missing words round. As the only representative of the female gender here today, I know it's not high level, but it doesn't have to be high level for women to feel under siege in somewhere like the House of Commons. And actually, for women, if you're constantly being harassed, even in a small way, that builds up and that wears you down. One MP is described as handy in taxis.
What, can he drive?
Well, I don't know. I thought maybe it meant he'd hold your chips while you throw up out the window. I don't know. That's what I'm looking for in a man, anyway.
What a showbiz life you lead, Joe.
I tell you, Paul, you should come out with me for the night. It's marvellous. What did the list have to say about Amber Rudd?
Oh, she'd had an affair, a post-marital affair, with another MP, and he wasn't married either. So what? You know, she's having a love life. Good for her.
Fair
They
enough.
are, yes, but they're very Puritan.
They are.
This particular bunch of researchers, and that was just put on the list. Enjoying life.
Who made a rubbish joke on Radio 4 last week?
Guilty.
This is the sex scandal engulfing Westminster. According to the redacted dossier, a video exists of 3 males urinating on a Tory MP. Why are these jobs never advertised? What important religious anniversary was celebrated this week?
Luther.
Oh, yes, 500.
500.
The Reformation. Proper
Yes.
news.
500 not out.
Absolutely.
All the stuff about cakes.
Yeah.
Have you got a party planned, Ian?
Yeah, Luther night round my place. Bring a hammer and nails.
Someone's phone going off.
Yeah, it's me. It's this list. Sorry.
No problem.
Do you want me to turn it off for you again, Ian?
Thank you. It's new, you know. I had one of the ones in the hallway where you...
Now, yeah, I'm terrible, actually. I just have to say I am really bad at texting and predictive texting and all that sort of thing. It's quite dangerous, isn't it, predictive texting? So I've decided to take control. And my hobby at the moment is winding up teenagers with abbreviations I've made up myself. Which is actually, it's really good fun. Try it. It really is. I texted my friend's son the other day, he's 18, and said, I'll see you tonight, Max, CRB. And he texted me, what's CRB mean? Cystitis really bad. Try it. It's really good fun.
That's a brilliant game. I'm going to put LTD now. Load the dishwasher.
I used to be wearing a cravat. What happened to it?
It's round the, it's round the back there.
Is it?
It's come undone.
What's happened?
My cravat's gone.
I can see the back of it
Yeah,
there.
I know. Well, how did it get round there?
I don't know. It's
I
just...
swear it was unconscious when I put it on.
It's undone itself.
It's only the second time I ever wore one. I didn't know they had a mind of their own.
Oh, I can see a bit of it down there as well.
I can see it. It's under the shirt bit. It's under the shirt. Look, it's...
Oh, look, there it is, look.
Hey!
Looked like Lord Lucan coming back from a casino. Hello.
The word, I think one of the greatest of all terms I've come up with is fake. I guess other people have used it perhaps over the years, but I've never noticed it.
Did his barber never mention it to him?
Or his wife?
Yes.
I still can't find Keith, but I've left him another note.
Damien Green, as far as we know, his issue is less serious. The allegation is he's got porn on his computer.
Oh.
According to an ex-copper with a grievance. I mean, take it or leave it.
I'm looking to you here, Henry. We've all got porn on our computer, haven't we?
Well, I'm frightfully dull, but I never have. I mean, I've always thought there was, I suppose, a time in my life when I thought it was rather fun, but I never discovered how to do it. And without any help from my computer, perhaps I still don't.
Yeah.
There's so much talk about porn on the internet. What kind of person has never looked? I've caught Ian Hislop's eye.
It's enough that he stars in them. Doesn't have to write Busman's Holiday. Busman's Holiday.
So what's Bono done?
Oh, he bought a shopping centre?
He bought a shopping centre in beautiful Lithuania. Here it is. I should mention that Bono says he didn't know he'd bought the shopping centre. A company bought it without his knowledge.
Yeah.
Imagine having so much money you could buy a shopping centre
not
without
know it.
knowing you've done it.
How many shopping centres have you bought, Paul? Without
Well,
knowing it?
you lose count after
You
a
do,
while.
yeah.
At least 8.
Any advance on 8?
No, I haven't bought any.
Boring.
He issued a statement.
I'm sorry.
He issued a statement. What did that say?
Fuck the lot of you. Oh, yes. Very pleased to see this come up. Sheep can recognise human faces.
I mean, yes, sheep have
Absolutely.
been trained to be rewarded with food if they recognise a celebrity.
Yeah.
Shall we have a look at a sheep spotting Barack Obama?
Yes, please, yeah.
Here we are.
There we are. Barack Obama.
Are they trying out a new voting system that we should be worried about?
They used to be really intelligent, apparently. We bred them to be stupider because it was easy to keep them domesticated.
Well, they used to do quizzes?
Yeah. They used to write for The Guardian.
Gambling. You've heard of sheep gambling on the meadows? That was poker they were playing.
Yeah.
That's a good joke. Work it out later.
Yeah.
Then you're getting it now. Other than the word gambling, you see? Yeah, exactly.
So he just bullied you into that round because you're a bunch of sheep.
They recognise you anyway. Were you not asked to be on Celebrity Gogglebox, Ian?
No, I was furious.
Yeah. I think now that you've made your love of the show publicly known, I think next year you're bound to be ignored
No,
again.
I'll say no.
Is it for charity? They do it for charity?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll definitely say no.
What had Osama been Googling?
I don't know, people Google their own name.
Basically, yes.
Yes.
He'd been watching a show called Where in the World is Osama bin Laden? It also turned out that Osama, just like us, liked to watch cute videos on YouTube. What was his favourite?
Otters holding hands?
Oh,
Basically,
was it a
yes.
firebombing of a city he didn't approve of?
Even cuter.
Oh, it was a mass beheading.
No.
Oh, sure.
Panda sneezing?
You're much closer. He loved the seminal work Charlie Bit My Finger. You know that clip, one of the most viewed clips of all time. Has anyone not seen it?
I haven't
seen it, no.
All right. Have a look and imagine Osama bin Laden watching this.
OK, yeah.
Ow! Ow, Charlie! Ow! Charlie! Bit me.
That's one of the most viewed videos of all time. Wow. I must get a computer.
How did Charlie's father react when he heard that Osama bin Laden had loved that?
Oh, no.
He said, it's hard to imagine he's planning terrible things one minute and then laughing with his family over this the next. You never can tell who has a light side.
It's not just lambs who gamble.
See, that's true.
I've only just got what that was.
That's a clap I should have got 20 minutes ago.
I've only just got it.
Yeah. Oh, you only just got the gambling joke? Oh, blimey.
Yeah.
I was just watching it going, he lives in another world.
Sheep gambling on the hillside.
I now get it. It's very good.
You're raising on that?
And Schools don't even gamble, it's lamb. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I've let it go.
What are they playing, Victoria?
Pontoon, I think.
Pontoon?
Yeah.
Poker.
They're playing Texas Hold'em, although the flop's been dealt very badly. That's what happens when you have squirrels as dealers. On which note, we say thank you to our panellists.
We're not finishing on that note, are we? That's just gone forever,
I
that
bet
is.
it'll be an earlier note.
Okay, I'll give you another note here, and then you can say on which note.
On which note, we say thank you to...
Heidi, hey!
Finally, since we've been talking about the crocodile,
Yeah.
what other politician is concerned about big reptiles this week?
Oh, it's elephants.
Big reptiles.
Yeah.
I resign.
University challenged.
Sorry, idiot.
What's caused all the underlying gloom?
Brexit and the fact that there's so much uncertainty.
Typical BBC Ramona.
I know, there we go.
You can't come on for 1 minute, can you? Going on and on, it's all Brexit's fault. God! Honestly, it's pretty annoying.
I haven't seen you so animated since you thought an elephant was a reptile.
Yeah, and for me, I just love hard hats, so
Oh, do
I
you?
just like going around various building
And
sites.
Viz
'cause-
jackets.
Hi, Viz.
Viz, yeah.
Do you know there's even someone who set up a fetish website of Stefan safety gear? You haven't got one of them, Ian.
You don't know that I set it up.
What's the address? Well, Ingrid said the Queen is a wonderful mimic and is particularly good at a Liverpudlian accent.
No. I would love to see that.
Oh, we'd all love to see that, wouldn't we?
Because do you know what? I always panic, because obviously at the BBC when we do the news, we have a whole procedure if anyone who's category 1, like the Queen, dies. So we have to go through this procedure every month of rehearsing it. And I am in blind panic that one morning it's me on, and how gutted the royal family will be when a girl with a North East accent announces the death of the Queen. Can you imagine that? Like, now then, everyone, just to let you know, Bet's pegged it, so... so every time I get sweat on... And everyone at the BBC sleeps regularly during shifts.
Right.
So that's what we do.
Especially the breakfast lot.
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, it's 3 hours long. What do you want us to do?
Well, your audience are.
And I thought we were getting on.
You ever had a kip in the office?
That's what I did this afternoon. I had a power nap.
Did you?
While I was talking to Ian.
You seem to have a lot of energy on BBC Breakfast.
That's the drugs.
Well... Explain this, then.
How about that?
Were you explaining income tax?
That's how I make business news interesting.
Interesting.
You didn't get the full audio there. I was delivering the footsie.
Oh, right.
See, they've got a point, even though they didn't get the answer.
Yeah, but we got
a point for
sleep bit of
dancing.
it.
Howie, what are you going to do?
I can't... I mean, I'm not involved with the points.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Is he a bad loser?
I wouldn't know.
Look and see.
And in London, there are fears the RSPCA may have developed a paramilitary wing.
This is about one of the happier unions between this country and America. So, yeah, this is good news for the royal family and royal watchers that Prince Harry and Meghan, is it?
Yeah.
Are getting married next year.
You must be the only person who doesn't know her name.
Yeah, I kind of sort of haven't been following it, to be honest. Meghan something.
Markle.
Really?
Yes, she's Chancellor of Germany.
Jeremy Corbyn tried to express his delight at the news, but he was betrayed by typical BBC anti-Corbyn bias. When he meant to say how much he admired Harry and his brother, the subtitles machine had Corbyn as saying he really admired Harry and Hezbollah. They'll celebrate Christmas like the rest of us, playing traditional party games. Maybe they'll play a board game?
Yes.
Pointless, maybe, Richard?
The board game is not great, I'm going to be honest with you. It's not brilliant.
That's the first non-advert I've ever heard. This is what ISIS does. It gets video clips out of context, chops them up, and then uses them to try and brainwash people. It's doing exactly the same thing. And you're the President of the United States, and you do that late at night in your underpants, looking at the television. I have no evidence for that.
You have no evidence?
That is fake news. He's probably wearing pyjamas.
Pierce Morgan, who asked Trump, "What the hell are you doing retweeting a bunch of unverified videos?" Probably just what you were doing when you were editor of The Mirror and covered your front page with those unverified photos of British soldiers pissing on Iraqis.
Do we have to bring that up about Piers? And the fact that he was sacked for that, I think is, you know,
What was the story? I can't quite remember the details here.
Well...
He tweeted the wrong Theresa May at first.
Yeah.
It was another Theresa May. I'm not sure who she is.
It's a woman with 6 followers. It's not our Prime Minister.
Yeah.
That is our Prime Minister.
Theresa May.
Why is there no Flat Mars Society? To which the Flat Earth Society replied, "Hi, Elon, thanks for the question. Unlike the Earth, Mars has been observed to be round." We hope you have a fantastic day.
Is the teddy bear the odd one out? You know what, 6'5" teddy bear is my Tinder profile. It's the only one that fits that.
Are you 6'5" exactly, like
no,
the bear?
I'm 6'7", so it doesn't work at all.
None of them are as described except for the 6'5" Joy Fay giant teddy bear. But how did the giant bear catch people unaware?
Richard Osman hopped out of it. I'm here for our date.
This thing is 2 inches too small. That's what she said. The westernmost end pops over the Yorkshire border for a quick hello, only to hear the traditional Yorkshire response, "Start off back to Lincolnshire." Finally, anger after...
Is that how they talk in Yorkshire?
Well, I can't do the act like... Oh, no, I live in Yorkshire.
No, I think you're mixing up with sex offenders.
Just be lucky that I don't have a Canadian one. I really don't, because those are bad. I'll do the rest of the show in Canadian.
OK, fair enough.
Anger after woman is told she can't what on...
That's a Yorkshire accent. That's Yorkshire.
That is literally a picture of me and my partner.
You're like Great Dane crossed with Stephen Hawking, you know?
That must have been a hell of a romance.
No, but just like really like long and lean, but really clever as well.
Yeah.
Is it time for the rest of us to go?
I thought that was a nice thing to say.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'll think of a dog and a scientist who you're like, and we'll see if that's fun. You're like Marie Curie and a miniature schnauzer.
As David Davis said.
Is he the thickest man that's ever lived, do you think, David Davis?
The thickest?
The thickest man that's ever lived. I mean, there's probably other thicker people, but I can't think of them at the moment.
Are you about to say that you secretly fancy him?
No, not fancy him.
No.
I've always quite liked his style.
David
I
Davis?
don't know why. I'm not a Tory, by the way, I'd like to point out. I just am sympathetic to all political parties. And I thought...
Sympathetic to all political parties? What have I got here?
This is really bad. I've got a secret... Have you not got a secret respect for politicians?
So what was the fun side of Hitler?
Look, he's trying to be nice.
Come on.
He just seems like quite a nice man.
Who is the real architect of this whole sorry ruddy mess?
Cameron.
Dave Cameron, yeah.
Dave.
He
Cambo.
decided to gamble the country's future on a referendum just to settle a pathetic argument in his mental party.
I think we send the letters about BBC bias to you.
I hardly dare ask this, but Hal, do you quite like Nigel Farage?
Can I say one thing about Nigel Farage? He has the voice of an angel, doesn't he? Do you not find
It's
it,
quite
though?
gravelly. It's quite
There's
gravelly.
something about his voice, and I thought...
Do angels
is
have
that what it
particularly
is?
gravelly voices? Mary, you're going to have a baby, do you know what I mean? Now, Joseph, he ain't the father, but, you know, keep him sweet. Keep him sweet. He's going to be the son of God. You're going to call him Jesus. Must go.
Rail fare rises.
Yeah, they've gone up again.
They've gone up again by an average of 3.4%.
Way above inflation.
Were you about that, Ian?
Yeah. Brexit. Trains.
Yep, it was
That was
announced.
Popeye you were doing then. You can add that to your list of impersonations. Popeye, Gladstone, Gracie Fields, you can do all of them all.
It is Thomas the Tank Engine, who just gets better and better.
Yeah, they've introduced a lot of new characters to make it
Yes.
more realistic. There's Ronnie, the replacement bus.
He's having certain problems with a man called Flynn.
Why might Hillary Clinton be happy and bobbish at the moment?
Because Flynn led the chorus of Lock Her Up, Lock Her Up.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, that's right. Lock her up. I'm going to tell you what. If I did a tenth of what she did, I would be in jail today.
Luckily, Liberals are not a petty bunch and were big enough to let that slide when Flynn was ushered into a car by his lawyer after news of his indictment broke.
Lock him up! Lock him up! Lock him up! Convicted criminal! Criminal! Lock him up! Lock him up!
It's just one voice, isn't it?
Lock him up! Lock him up!
Mother so scared by virtual reality experience, she grabs wrong end of dog. This is good. Let's have a look at this important moment.
Didn't the cabinet start fighting each other this week, apparently?
Oh, do tell.
Wow. Apparently there was quite the fight on and Theresa May had to split up some of her
Well,
cabinet
literally
colleagues.
physically wade in and go, leave it here.
Is that Theresa May? Is she here? Is she here? I heard her voice. Is she here?
That's her real voice. She just puts on that vicar's daughter thing.
Jerry Christmas.
I got a Jeremy Corbyn annual. You got to cut out Jeremy Mask and, you know, and a fact finder, Diane Abbott and Theresa May and things like that. It's very interesting.
A Diane Abbott fact finder. How many days are there in Christmas? Is it the 12? Or is it 80 billion?
It's a good job we got you here. Is there anything in your travels? Does it look familiar to you in any sense or shape or form? Have you ever seen anything like that before that you can remember?
It looks like something off Blue Planet and David Attenborough's going to say something any time now.
Yes, sperm whale, yeah.
Winter comes to space.
Is David Attenborough here? Is he here?
It's incredible. He's with Theresa May, is he? Leave it out, David.
Looks like a giant space jobby.
The Turdis.
Dr. Pooh?
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
I really want to think of one.
I'm holding them all in.
That's not healthy. But it is the wrong shape to be an astronaut. It is the wrong...
astronaut?
Yes. It is the wrong shape.
How did you get through that script? It's an astronaut, Dr. Sonic.
Labradors are known attention seekers. Have a look at what one did to try and get on the news in Texas earlier this year.
As far as the rest of the area, oh my God, come see. Look at that dog.
He actually looks annoyed like they're filming him.
This is an extract from The Destroyer by this year's winner. Sorry. Christopher Bolan. She covers her breasts with her swimsuit. The rest of her remains so delectably exposed. The skin along her arms and shoulders are different shades of tan, like water stains in a bathtub. So far, poetic, a little quirky. It can't go very wrong from there.
No.
Her face and vagina are competing for my attention, so I glance down at the billiard rack of my penis and balls.
Does he chalk it up? That is dreadful.
Lovely.
I need to write that down.
Ian, have you ever considered going for the Corbyn?
No.
Well, we've considered it for you. Here you are with a Corbyn.
I don't take this the wrong way, but you look like Wayne Rooney. What's happened there?
How can I not take that the wrong way?
And we have to be even-handed, so Angela, here you are. And Joe, there didn't seem much point giving you his beard, so here's him with yours.
Jesus Christ.
Paul, here you are. Here you are as Jezza, Paul. Paul, I've been noticing your lovely cravat.
That's a Christmas cravat, isn't it?
Yes, it is, actually, yes. If there's any fans of Just a Minute here, on BBC Radio 4 Christmas Day, there's a special programme where we've managed to take various people like Kenneth Williams and Peter Cook that's done it, and then Derek Nimmer and Peter Jones, and put them all together in one show, so it sounds like we're all there together to celebrate 50 years.
Oh.
And that's why I've been wearing a cravat for this series, to celebrate 50 years of Just a Minute, and also to take the piss out of Nicholas Parsons.
We thought the look you were going for was this.
Mm.